Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Alan Wake 2, where this man thinks he has a cell phone, but he does not. I've been watching him for several minutes now, and I'm not sure if this is the kind of thing, like, does my jurisdiction as an FBI agent allow me to get involved in a situation like this? Because something's happening here. I guess it's not exactly my bailiwick. But that man is very confused. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So, I was going to walk down to the diner, probably, for some coffee or something. Yeah. It's probably not, like, down the street. It's probably not a good idea to cross the street long ways. That is not generally the way that is done. I'm still working on dialing in the technical issues here. OBS is just misbehaving a lot. I want to be clear, like, there's like little hitches and stuff in the recording. They're driving me crazy, and they're not in the gameplay. The game's running really smooth on my computer, but OBS is just not playing along. Dude, Casey, the fucking road, worthless. Man has no respect for others.
Good afternoon.
That's a really weird... Are you... Why is everybody here acting so strangely?
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Hold on a second. The fuck is going on in this alleyway? Need some help? I'm not allowed to interact with this woman, but she seems to have lost something. It's weird that you can just walk over and ask her what it is, right? Because I feel like a lot of players are going to see that and go, hey, what's up with her? Okay, well, we have, at the very least, acquired a map. Staying alive is the coolest fashion statement, except for that guy's swim trunks. Yeah. I wonder how much fun it is to create all of these like little incidental pieces to appear on bulletin boards and stuff. I guess she's like lost her wallet or something. Can I like help her find it? This is driving me crazy that I cannot help her.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Wow, I actually remember this little like the little lot here behind the diner. Because you come out here in the first game, don't you? You know, maybe I'm thinking about the little lot behind the police station. There's a conversation happening somewhere, but it's certainly not here. That person is just polishing a door. Very normal stuff.
Trash, garbage, refuse, call it what you will. I will make it disappear.
Excuse me? Are you talking to me? Or you just kind of talking? Did you want to elaborate? See, now that he knows someone's paying attention, he's embarrassed. Never mind.
Waste, but not this town. Not as long as I'm here guarding the streets, keeping them safe, keeping them clean.
Trash does not belong in your lives, nor does it belong on the streets, people.
So this is like the Max Payne of sanitation, I guess. This lady, on the other hand, is handling her responsibility, brooming up the streets, in a very normal fashion. Dude over there could learn something.
Anderson.
Thanks, I was being a cop. You should try it sometime.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time. We've looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
I'm going to
Sure.
pretend we're not listening to this, but we're
But
totally
it's
going to
slowed
listen
down
to
ever since
this.
Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, well that's a pretty decent, not supernatural explanation for the.
Come on, Ed. Have some pie. It'll take your mind off things.
This guy, boy, this guy's got a model, huh? There's something with the, I don't know, the detail in here. It's very, it feels weird. I'm gonna obsessively look at everyone, just make everybody in the diner really uncomfortable. Hi.
Take it easy.
Having trouble getting apps to open on your phone? Very frustrating time. What are you guys up to? Just having fun. Everybody in here has got the same phone, and none of them will open anything. Very strange. Well, this is horrible.
How can you be so calm?
Corpses are part of the job. Can't dwell on
The
it.
jukebox is out of order. Let's test that. The poor old thing can only take so much of the same song being played over and over and over. I'm as big a fan of Coconut as the next person, but come on. So obviously we got to check out the bathroom, right? Employees only. Well, I'm an employee of some things. I am employed by an establishment, an organization, and the sign is pretty non-specific, actually. I do like that she actually does use her flashlight at least some of the time. What's going on with this thing?
Hey there, Mr. Deer. You remind me of a dream I had.
Huh. You know, I've never really been up that, like, this up close with a deer before. Do they have whiskers that much, that density? I live in a place where there are deer, but you know, like one of the main things about deer is that they do not want to be close to you. I feel like I could probably have just turned the lights on. Is there a button for the flashlight? Because it does feel like I don't really need to be walking around with it anymore. All right, what's in here?
It's not opening.
Uh-oh, did you forget to wash your hands? It's hard for me not to read like a sign where the fonts are doing goofy things like that in a goofy way. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I am the only person who is so afflicted. This
I need
is...
something to force this open.
Huh. Interesting. Obviously, this is the wrong key. But it's interesting that we have the ability to interact with that to that degree at all, given like the very simple interaction with that locked door. I guess we will be coming back here and actually opening that at some point. So is she always going to just decide when it's time to put the flashlight away or take it out? Or no, it seems like I am probably supposed to be managing this manually, but I don't actually know how. Well, whatever. Hello.
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson.
And I'm being very normal right
That's
now.
us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay? So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
I don't remember our naked guy shouting stuff at them. I wonder if that's just something we weren't aware of, or...
What makes you say it was a cult?
Feels like a silly question.
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree. The cult of the tree. Cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found a... The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
Okay, I don't need like a weird supernatural pulse to tell me that that's a thing worth investigating. The sudden silencing.
What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
Okay, she's very sure we're going to try to charge her with something, and I can guess why. I have to take a couple of stabs at that, probably. All right, so... The bookers describe multiple attackers wearing deer masks, chanting, and tearing into the guy with knives. And that's not the chant. We heard somebody say something like the cult of the word, right? But I guess I don't know if that was chanting that was within the scene, or if that was sort of like voiceover narration, or...
Nah.
Wait, nah, hold on. What am I trying to attach that to?
The cult of the tree. What aren't the bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree bag, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists.
Gosh, it must be so much easier to be a professional investigator when you have this kind of gift.
The bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth.
Okay, well... And then the map thing is just, we added another map to our collection of maps. Okay.
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing, Tammy.
Well, that took no pushing at all.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing dear
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me. I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl? She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember. How do you know I have a daughter? Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time. No. You're mistaking me for someone else. If you say so.
Someone else named Saga Anderson. The performance of that digital actor, I guess you would say, hold on, let me open and close the map to get this dialogue to go away, is so weird. It's like an intentionally dramatically overacting Lee Pace in a wig. is it so? This is the thing I'm never sure of with games that are going for realism. When they do something like that that's uncanny, was that on purpose? Like, or to what degree was that on purpose? How much of that was on purpose? Because if they were trying to make it uncanny and not quite human, fucking slam dunk, that was awesome.
So, Rose, help me out. How do you think we know each other?
We all know each other around here. It's been a while, but I never forget a face. Or a coffee order.
Guess I just have one of those faces.
Let's see, she's much more natural now.
Seen anything out of the ordinary in town lately? Suspicious people in deer masks?
No one's suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people wearing deer masks for Deerfest. Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know.
All right, still a little creepy. And then she looks directly into the camera as I say that. All right.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Ah, morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Anyway, when small town cops are grand wizards, it tends to be a different type.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
Sounds of doors opening and closing as we walk past that building. It's a little odd.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
How are you?
Casey is sort of like shoving me around very insistently.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Such as an examination of this police station.
Oh dear, I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. You only had a tour guide also. It's bear season. Oh no, a bear. Help. Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow, Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right, I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine, and I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Janko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government, and that's why at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours we say, fuck the government. We have bolt cutters. Oh wow, you think of everything, and we'll take you anywhere. Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park. Fishing in the crystal clear waters of Bright Falls Dam. Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak. The tour of a lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
That's a thermos from a different business. Okay, that was extremely worth our time. I am making the decision on your behalf. I mean, I guess that's kind of what this like whole arrangement is, right? Is this open?
Agent?
Yes, hello. I am allowed to be here snooping. That's what this jacket means.
As you know, the investigation is being taken over by the federal agents. Sheriff Breaker wants us to cooperate fully.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
I'm being serious, Nelson.
Not a lot of stuff to steal and read here, although for some reason I know it's important to open that. Okay, more batteries. Can't go wrong with more batteries.
I don't know about you folks, but I don't care for all these gruesome murders and whatnot right here in our wholesome little town. It's not what I signed up for.
This line of work is not for the faint of heart.
Faint of... Oh.
Although it does seem to be a line of work favored by a lot of people who are basically professional cowards, so I don't know. We're totally going to do the thing.
Sir.
Absolutely.
Yep. Just here to pay my ticket.
Let me wander.
Whenever you're ready to take my money. No speeding happening here, I see.
Sir, some patience, please.
Excuse me? I think that might have been the person at the desk talking, but boy, from the audio positioning, it didn't sound like it. I know one of you is stealing the toilet paper. I've been counting them, and there's an entire roll missing every day from stock. Theft is taken seriously around here. Also, who's going through an entire roll of toilet paper every day? It's a sheriff's station, for Pete's sake. One of these days, I'm going to catch you red-handed, and you better believe you're getting thrown out. What a disgrace you are. And then in a different hand, what kind of nut counts toilet paper rolls? Sounds like you got too much time on your hands. Okay, nothing of value to steal here.
It won't open.
And the holding cells. I remember this.
They locked up an innocent man.
Oh yeah, what for? I would love to hear your story. I'm not allowed to
I
ask.
swear I didn't do anything.
Feels like I should. It feels like I should be allowed to ask about that, don't you think? And then this is out. That's like the emergency exit. All right, I guess let's get back to what we were doing. I guess I could actually move around back in here. There might be more batteries to steal or something. Or perhaps an additional map. Worth having in case of emergency. Kill the Joe, make some mo. This is the third time this week I come in for a late shift and there's no coffee in the machine. You take the last cup, you brew a new batch. From Officer Hannah, I hate to break it to you, you need to have a face capable of growing a beard to make effective use of beard oil. Yep, okay. A lot of sort of inter-office drama. Front desk computer and admin email are not to be used for personal quarrels or other unofficial business. Okay. Not a lot of stuff of value here. There is a burger which I would love to steal. But you know what? I'll settle for handgun ammo and what is that? Oh, not this. How did I open my inventory before? Shoot. Sorry, everybody. There it is. Oh, okay. Healing items. Rad. Do you have any objects I could steal? I would love very classic sort of Homer Simpson style donut. Physics objects on the floor where anybody could physics them. Very irresponsible. What y'all two up to? Nothing. Okay. Well, that was productive-ish. That was at least semi-productive.
Something about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
Okay. Got another locked door. Boy, you can't even really see the lock here. So yeah, there's no like, how do I... Yeah, how I tell her to flashlight. I wish to choose to flashlight in this moment. I don't know, she's very weird about it. Okay, another locked door, but one we can theoretically interact with later. It is probably going to, in the end, be a real good idea. Oh, nice. More healing items. To be familiar with this police station. I'm sure there is going to be action here later.
I can't get through this.
Weird. I kind of assumed that was going to be a bathroom, so...
Okay. Let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination. What was the cause of death?
Okay, this is
What
perhaps
other
going to be a little
clues did the
grody.
body give me? Aha. They did leave something inside his chest. This looks like text. A tattoo?
Does it?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
I think it's a pretty grandiose description of the thing that happened.
The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. It doesn't add up. There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
On the heart as well.
How'd they manage that?
Okay, let's warp over to our case board here. It's a little weird that this
Nightingale's body can tell us.
it's a little weird that this case isn't up on the board by default, sort of all the time, you know? All right, is there anything to learn from the body? Well, it would seem like quite a lot. There is text printed on his heart.
Right.
Did the killers write this on the heart? How? I can't make out what it says. Smudged text under the victim's skin.
Text is smudged. Looks inverted. Heart can't have been marked before removal.
I mean, it certainly can't have been marked after. All right, so this goes to cause of death. Victim was alive when strapped down. Timeline is inconsistent with the bloating. Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like he drowned before he was killed. Or reverse drowned, whatever that is.
There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
It does feel weird that we have to come at this in such a regimented way. Like, we have to notice that there's something inside his chest, then gather up all the things, lay them out in a nice line, then come back out of the mind place. Like, the moment you notice that there's something in his chest still should be the moment you're taking it out, right? I don't know. That feels intuitive to me.
Same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here.
Just down here in the morgue, huh?
No, wait.
Sheriff?
What the hell?
Show me the clicker.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light.
Okay. Try to stay in the light to avoid being detected by enemies. That's interesting. I think that's a little different than the last game where they simply, they couldn't really come into the light themselves.
My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back.
How the hell did my gun end up in the hall? Okay, safe havens will restore some of your health. If you leave or attack from a safe haven while in combat, it will become temporarily
Gotta
unavailable.
move. Now.
Gun. Okay. Oh, shining the light on him directly does not seem to have the effect I would like.
Vanished.
Huh. Okay, so the actor playing the sheriff is the guy from Quantum Break, right? I can't remember that actor's name. Maybe hold on a second for this. Huh. This is really bizarre to put this like visualization loop underneath a song at at the end of the chapter and like tell you right away that you can skip it. I didn't press anything to make that continue prompt come up. But it's just there, and then they play this whole song at you, and that's very strange, right? This game is so odd. But I wanted a moment there before anything else happened.
He didn't have a heart, but he still got up.
I'm gonna pause the game so I can say this thing before it gets blasted on my head by whatever's gonna happen next. The actor playing the sheriff is the guy from Quantum Break, right? I don't know if Quantum Break is actually I don't think he's supposed to. I don't think that's the character from Quantum Break, but like I don't actually know because I've never played it and I don't really know anything about it. I don't think I even know anybody that's ever played it. But you know, Remedy is sort of like pulling together a lot of their different properties, and it's just weird. It's just weird that that guy's there, and maybe it's just like a fun Easter egg for Quantum Break fans. But because the metatextual elements of this are such a part of the story, it does make me wonder if I'm missing something by not being familiar with Quantum Break. Anyway.
The page predicted all of it. It helped me fight him.
He just disappeared? What the hell is going on here?
We need to figure that out if we're going to do anything about it. Somehow we need to make sense of this.
I mean, Alex, you also disappeared for a minute there.
Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery.
Please tell me his name starts with a Q, like it's Quentin, like he's Sheriff Quentin Breaker.
There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward. The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal, their purpose.
So these things come out of the water. They're all
pages on the floor.
They're all fucked up and kind of taken-y.
Breaker dropped one before he disappeared.
And then the cult takes out their hearts because the writing is on their hearts. Like the cult's trying to prevent them from, you know, terrorizing the town, and that would be my guess. But gosh, sure didn't work out in this case.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster.
It does feel like this stuff is only really functional as like an element of this video game and not so much like it's hard to believe that Alan's writing this as part of a manuscript, right? This text would be extremely shitty in a manuscript. Okay. He was there too. Nightingale was, but wasn't, a taken, a creature of darkness. He was beyond her reach, where some other strange reality, the dark place, merged with ours. This place and the dark place, a tarp thrown over top, drowning everything beneath it, a flood of darkness, soaking into everything, spoiling it, rotting it. The page called this area an overlap. Okay, I mean, it was easy enough to get that that's what the overlap was from just seeing the word overlap.
The autopsy room was a mess, like a bomb had gone off. Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her under the light, lurched past her. The Taken could not see into bright light. The light hurt them, hurt the darkness in them, made them vulnerable. I flick the switch, it goes click. Show me the clicker, lights are off, but somebody's home. Hemingway brought you here, witch. Get out of my house, Nightingale shouted. A wave of terror crashed through Saga's head. The awful truth. Nightingale had no heart in his chest, but here he was, killing a monster. The world had lurched out of balance. You found yourself trapped on the far side of the mirror.
Yeah, like in hindsight, it's very silly of me to shoot at the place where I knew his heart wasn't. But I just, after so many years of video games, right, it is so natural to just like, hey, that part of the monster's red. Obviously, that's where I will put the bullet. I feel a little silly. Yeah, so we have this. I don't know where this just kind of goes up by itself, I guess.
Turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future. There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve.
Well, yeah, in order to like survive. According to the page, it sounds like Nightingale went back to Cauldron Lake, and he's a Taken. Okay, well, all stuff to keep track of for the future. How do I get that top menu back up? Because I don't want to just exit. Is it just, it's available whenever you're in anything? Okay. That is so weird. That is such a weird thing. All right. Well, I guess we're good for now. Back to reality.
The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised that Agent Alex Casey with Sam Lake's face and Max Payne's voice isn't just like a sort of like a one-off gag in the opening scene, but like he's present for a lot of this. That's wild. Love medical supplies. And also, for some reason, bullets. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Must be locked from the other side.
Okay, what would be on the other side?
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Did you get spooked by the bodies?
I'll be right with you. Can I access this? I cannot. Okay.
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned into some sort of a monster, and there are offices down. You two handle things here. We need to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
Very little reaction to... Almost like they don't even see her?
But that's crazy, right, Thornton? Nightingale's heart was missing. How could he do anything? He's dead.
I don't think that's even in the top 3 craziest parts of what's going on here.
Monsters aren't real, and what do you mean the sheriff disappeared? Like poof? He's gone like magic? Magic's not real.
Magic's not real. Right, Mulligan?
No, Thornton. Monsters aren't real, and magic's definitely not real.
Hold on. Am I allowed to come back here and yell at these guys? Okay, well, paying attention now. Anyway, back to the thing we were doing, which is up there.
They're a fine pair.
So it seemed like Sheriff Breaker was aware that he was about to be vanished, and he was like, he asked whatever was about to do it to wait, right?
Good day. My client has been held here long enough. Are you gonna let me speak to them or not?
Just a moment, ma'am. Someone will be right with you.
It's a bummer. I was kind of hoping we were going to get to hear what the deal was with the guy in the cell.
Nightingale and his cult are dangerous. We need to be prepared in case things escalate more than they already have. Can you call it in, Casey?
A smart choice, Anderson.
I should probably put this flashlight away,
Agent Casey here.
but I don't have any idea how.
We need backup. The Bright Falls case. Whoever you can spare. ASAP. Think we'll actually find Nightingale at the lake?
The pages haven't been wrong yet?
We can't assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. But it's our best lead.
I think you should go ahead. Hold on a second. What the fuck is happening with this guy?
I'm gonna take a quick look around. Meet you back at the car.
See you in a bit.
My man, are you just like very desperately afraid to enter the street? Is it the crosswalk specifically, or can I give you a little push? All right, you walk toward it. You don't want to walk into that one either. Okay, I'm gonna help him out. I'm just gonna give him a little bump. Just a little. Nope, slid right off of him. The people here are very strange, right? Reminder: all entrants for Deerfest annual deer hunt need to register by the 15th. And we're hearing some radio chatter despite not being near a radio. It's over here somewhere. Ah.
And boy, what an eventful day here in Bright Falls. By now, we've all seen the FBI setting up shop in town, and I'm sure you're all asking the same question I am. Did they bring all this darn rain with them?
Yep, I bet that's what everybody's thinking. But, ma'am? What are you spying on the guy who can't get into the crosswalk? She's trying to stay hidden from him by standing perfectly behind the thing.
Mercado won't roll over on the issues.
Get it? Because, like, his name is like a kind of dog. Huh. I would maybe draw attention away from that, personally. But what do I know? Also, I don't think I've ever been to a place with sidewalk as uneven as this town has.
Did you check out the town, Anderson?
Just getting my bearings. Ready to go?
Waiting on you.
All right, will you hold on one second? I just gotta. Okay, phone guy is gone. Meanwhile, here's ominous fishing guy. It is kind of remarkable how few people in town you're allowed to talk to. Feels like kind of taking people's temperature on a lot of this stuff would be within our remit.
Rinse and repeat. Clock out, get a beer. Or maybe 3.
We don't need to involve ourselves in that man's drinking.
I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Tammy mentioned him. She's writing a book on his disappearance.
You know the detective character from his books, Alex Casey.
Yeah, I've heard the jokes at the office. Cold case Casey. Murder case Casey. Sorry.
Ha ha. It's the same name, similar job. It's the first thing anyone thinks of. It annoyed me, but that was it. Then, 10 years ago, I started getting strange letters in the mail. Fragments of prose describing murders. You've heard the stories about what happened in New York. Some of it, at least. Bodies started to pile up. It was a murder cult. Turns out the fragments sent to me were from the crime books of Alan Wake. The cult was copycatting the murders from the books. In their heads, they were performing a ritual to bring Wake back. Their imagined prophet. After that case, I started looking into Wake's disappearance on the side.
And you thought this case might be connected to him? His name does keep popping up.
I just wanted you to have all the facts.
Next time, give them to me before we find ourselves in the middle of a horror story.
Well, nobody ever expects it, right? It just sort of happens to you. You look up and all of a sudden, there you are.
The page says Nightingale's in something called an overlap. Need to figure out exactly what that means.
I'm happy I'm not in charge of this mess.
Thanks. Let's start looking for Nightingale where he was killed. The writer of these pages knows what will happen. Because they're behind this, or because they can see what's coming. Impossible things are happening here. A world operating on different rules. I need to understand this strange logic.
Sort of
To
an
see the clues.
altered world, you might say.
To solve the case. I've been thinking more about the cult of the tree. What sort of cult refers to themselves as a cult?
In my experience, they don't.
We're not seeing the full picture yet.
Hold on now. What's going on over here?
Hey, hello there. How are you folks doing?
Those restricted area signs don't do a damn thing, huh?
Hello. Saga Anderson. Are you two supposed to be here?
I'm Ilmo Koskela. Fantastic to meet you. And yes, Stephen here hired me to show him through the woods. He's in town on important government business. Fixing this impressive piece of hardware.
I work for the FBC, ma'am. I'm authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder. Nasty stuff. How's it going?
How did you hear about the murder, Ilmo? Do you know anything that could help us?
People tend to tell me things. The Koskela brothers are kind of a household name around here. Speaking of, if you're looking for some fun, stop by Watery. Just down the road from Bright Falls, there's our Coffee World amusement park. There's sauna ja vihta. And we offer a variety of guided tours, hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever strikes your fancy. You name it, we probably got it.
I like his little hand gestures, just to kind of help get across what hunting and hiking and fishing are.
What is this thing?
It's just a monitoring station, ma'am. The Federal Bureau of Control checks volcanic activity and air toxicity levels. No need to worry, though. It's mostly for research purposes.
That's one gorgeous sweater, Saga. Looks Nordic. I bet a family member made it.
My mother made this sweater for me. How do you know?
I knew it. My mom used to knit those sweaters for me and my brother. Watery, my hometown, was founded by Finnish immigrants. So between your name and the sweater, I figured your family might be from Finland too. Suomi, Finland, Ulla, Karjalan piirakka.
Close. My mom's family is from Sweden originally. I don't know much about them beyond that. The sweater is just something to remember her by. Stephen, we're investigating a murder that occurred nearby. What can you tell me about your bureau?
Nothing that isn't classified, I'm afraid. But I don't know anything about a murder. Operations here are run by a different department. I'm just here to make some repairs. The wiring on this thing frays every couple months.
Yep, that's the raccoons. They grow real big here with teeth like you wouldn't believe. Can't gnaw right through a garbage can.
Well, I need to get back to it.
I mean, I can't help but notice that the door's been left open, so we're just going to take a quick peek.
Just something that shouldn't be here. Raccoons my ass.
It's fraying through the sheer power of Alan's writing. There's a lot of fancy equipment. Maintenance note. Clear signs of tampering. Signal was rerouted into a transmitter that is not one of ours. I fixed it so any alerts will come our way, but it's definitely concerning. I'll make a report for the investigations department. Leaving this here in case I'm not the next person to fix this thing. If you're reading this, check for tampering. You may want to put more secure metal casing around the whole thing so that the raccoons can't get to it anymore. Stephen Lynn, Chief Technician. This makes me very hopeful that the Bureau of Control is going to be significantly involved in this story. Maybe not. Maybe I'm setting myself up for disappointment. I just kind of, listen, I'm hyped for Alan Wake 2, but if this was also kind of a Control 2.
A lot of things about this case keep bothering me. But one thing feels really off. Breaker's disappearance. I don't get the feeling Nightingale was responsible.
He was about to give you more of those pages. Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion? I don't know. Not the kind of disappearance we normally solve.
Huh.
Our crime scene's drowning. I never minded rain. Feels like home.
No sign of Nightingale. But the page did place him at Cauldron Lake, in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe something around here will tell us.
Alright, definitely feels like flailing, but I'm down to flail.
Monsters? Overlaps? Rituals? What do you make of all of this?
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it. We need to look around, learn what this ritual is. After we find Nightingale, what then? I've never arrested a monster.
I've watched you arrest plenty of monsters, Anderson.
You know what I mean. Monsters. Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else.
Well, she's putting it together quickly, at least. All right, you know what? I think it feels to me like we might be about to get pulled into something here. Maybe this is a good place to call it for today. I think that is going to be it for that episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I am very pulled forward here. I'm super interested. I hope you are as well. When you come back next time, I think we're going to finally really get stuck into this mystery. And we'll see you then.